A domestic dispute leads to a felony arrest this past weekend. Area teenagers are getting a lesson in avoiding gun violence, and a kitchen fire has led to the temporary closing of a popular area restaurant.
Spring sports are in full swing, and basketball regional finals have also begun. More details coming up in sports. EAN Local News starts now.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by WM Grocery, located in Heflin, Wadowee, Roanoke, and in Piedmont.
Hello, we're glad you could join us. I'm Katie Edwards. Ballers Against Bullets is a comic book with a message of nonviolence. It tells the story of two teenage basketball players who find a safe way to defuse a potentially deadly conflict. The comic book is aimed at preteens to give them a preview of the choices they may soon have to make. Makai Mixon, a sixth grader from Jacksonville, is a fan of the comic book who wrote an award-winning essay about the lessons he learned from it.
That made me feel great about myself, like actually absolute excellent, because pretty much like I haven't been known for like that much, but see, now it's getting out there and everybody's starting to know me, so pretty much I'm very excited about it.
Mixon, who also produced a video based on his essay, says the comic book has an important message for young people who are tempted to use guns and other weapons.
It will like make them come to an understanding. What they should do is, like, instead of trying to fight over it, like come to conclusion or whatever and say, oh, sorry for this, and like explain why, and like express your feelings to that person to see how you make them feel. So basically like treat others like how you want to be treated. The comic book is a product of the Oxford-based Agency for Substance Abuse Prevention. ASAP's executive director, Siram Selassie, says his group has distributed more than 3,500 copies around the state since its release last fall. Selassie says the comics have been placed in public housing authority properties, universities, counselors and doctors' offices, and barbershops. They're given out at Pooh's Barbershop in Anniston, whose owner, Thomas Zimmerman, helped write the stories. Selassie says his group decided to target a young audience with this message because gun violence is a major cause of death among people between the ages of 16 and 23.
We know that that mentality of shooting and being shot at doesn't start at age 16. It starts much younger. Therefore, we created the comic books, a cool and interactive way to get a message to those younger people while they're still in their formative years, in order to hopefully curb them in the future when they get to 16, 17, 18 of participating in substance misuse and gun violence.
Selassie says the Ballers Against Bullets has received a very good response from its intended audience and from others interested in reducing gun violence in the region.
Yes, it's been very positive feedback, especially from the parents. What else we didn't intend, just a positive unintended consequence, is that a lot of our local educators have said, hey, we appreciate it because it helps boost literacy. A lot of times young people are reading stuff that sometimes they're not even interested in. But to read a comic book that talks about something that they really love, like basketball and sports, it gets them thinking in different ways, and they're actually learning without knowing that they're learning. It's been a positive response all the way around. And again, we've been able to get them out in Birmingham, Montgomery. Again, we hope they get across the entire state of Alabama.
Selassie says plans are being made for a second issue of the comic book, and a quarterly contest will be held for young readers like Makai Mixon to write essays and make videos based on those stories. Oxford residents who need help with minor home repairs have another month to sign up for assistance. We'll have details coming up.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
Need tough, comfortable workwear?
Rainouts in Heflin has boots, jeans, hats, and gear built for the toughest jobs. From the farm to the pipeline, Rainouts has gear for men, women, and kids, so the whole family can tackle the toughest jobs with confidence. We've got the quality you need with the hometown service you'll love. Stop by today next to WM Grocery and gear up with great prices and a local touch. Rainouts, where hard work meets Western style.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Oxford Lumber. Come visit any of our locations in Oxford, Jacksonville, Talladega, and Roanoke.
The World Changers organization is returning to East Alabama this summer to make a difference in 2 local communities. They will be working on projects in both Oxford and Anniston from June 24th to June 27th. Homeowners in Oxford can apply for assistance with deck repair or replacement, handicap ramps, exterior paint, and vinyl siding. The volunteer organization is here to help improve the quality of life for local residents. Applications are due by March 21st. In order to be considered, homeowners must complete their applications and attach a copy of their income statement and a copy of their deed. Homeowners within the city limits of Oxford can pick up an application at the Oxford City Clerk's office inside Oxford City Hall. For any questions regarding eligibility, residents may call Alan Atkinson of Oxford City Clerk's office at 256-832-1562. Anniston residents may get their applications at City Hall, and the deadline for this summer's projects is March 7th for Anniston residents. A Rainbow City woman was injured early Sunday morning in what police are calling a felony case of domestic violence. Officers say a portion of the victim's chin appears to have been bitten off during the incident. According to a news release from Rainbow City Police, they investigated a case of a 911 open line at 1:50 Sunday morning. When they discovered the source of the call, they arrived at a home in the 1400 block of Sutton Bridge Road and were able to locate the caller. The preliminary investigation revealed that a domestic incident had occurred where a portion of the victim's chin was believed to have been bitten off by the offender. The victim was taken to a local hospital for her injuries. Zeke Fabius, 34, was taken into custody at the scene and charged with domestic violence in the 2nd degree, which is a felony. The case is still under investigation. A weekend kitchen fire has temporarily closed a popular local restaurant. We'll have that story in a moment.
For over 60 years, Oxford Lumber has been servicing our area, and our customer service has always been our main focus. Our customer service is what sets us apart from anyone else. From the moment you enter, our highly trained staff will treat you like family.
To enthusiastically provide total customer satisfaction within a positive and self-fulfilling employee relations environment. Visit us at any of our 4 locations or at oxfordlumber.com.
Welcome to Buster Miles Kia in Anniston, where we're dedicated to serving you with honesty and care. Whether you're shopping for a new or used car or need service, we're here to make it easy and stress-free. Visit us today at Buster Miles Kia, where great cars and family values come together. Buster Miles Kia, your trusted hometown dealership.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Waldrop Manufacturing, metal buildings made right here in Calhoun County.
A kitchen fire Sunday night has forced the Western Sizzlin' restaurant in Oxford to close for about a week while they make repairs. According to the restaurant's Facebook page, no one was injured in the fire, which was reported to the Oxford Fire Department at 11:08 Sunday night. The cause of the blaze is still under investigation. Jordan Smith is standing by now with a look at local sports. Jordan?
Thanks, Katie. Coming up in just a moment in sports, we'll talk Oxford baseball and Northeast Regional Finals.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today.
Hi,
I'm Mary Beth from CARES Direct Primary Care. Do you want convenient 24/7 access to health care? We're available in person, by text, phone, and video visit. Sooner or later, we all get sick. A quick trip to an ER or urgent care can quickly add up to more than the cost of 1 year's membership of Direct Primary Care. If you have a high deductible, you can quickly burn through that before your insurance activates. Join CARES DPC today.
EAN News would like to thank all our commercial sponsors. Go check out our sponsors' links in the description below.
As the Northeast Regionals are winding down, we began the day with 3A boys and girls regional final action with the Piedmont Bulldogs. Starting off with the Piedmont Bulldogs on the girls' side, they fell today to Sylvania 52-36. Leading scorers for the Piedmont Bulldogs, starting with 15 points, was Amaya Thomas, followed by Mulaney Studdard with 8 points, and then with 4 points you had Jenna Duke and Morgan Studdard. The Piedmont Bulldogs in their season with a record of 16-15. Now moving on to the boys' action in the 3A regional finals, where it was a close one. Glencoe defeats Piedmont by a score of 77-63. Piedmont led in the first quarter, and then the Yellow Jackets took the rest of the game. Leading scorers for the Yellow Jackets was, with 20 points, Garrett Morgan, followed by Wade Sechrist with 16 points. Also, Grant Smith with 16 points. And to round out the Yellow Jackets with 11 points was Jaden Patton. For the Piedmont Bulldogs, who ended their season this morning with 28 points, Ish Bethel, followed by Raleigh Pinto and Colton Proctor, both had 14 and 12 points, respectively. The Yellow Jackets will now go on to play in the Final Four next week in Birmingham against Montgomery Catholic on Tuesday, the 25th at 1:30 p.m. Last night, we were out at Choccolocco Park for baseball action for the first time this year as Oxford hosted Thompson. Oxford fought hard but came up 1 run short, falling 4-3 to Thompson to drop to 1-3 on the season. The Yellow Jackets rallied with a run in both the 6th and the 7th innings, but they couldn't quite catch up. Nick Richardson led the Yellow Jackets at the plate, going 1 for 3 on the night, driving in 2 RBIs, while Kanan Whitman went for 2 for 4 and crossed the plate once. On the mound, Whitman, Marcus Lawler, Rocco Maniscalco, and Daniel Tim Sparcia all saw action. Whitman took the loss, giving up 2 hits, 3 earned runs, and 4 walks, while striking out 2 in 2 innings of work. Despite the tough start against a challenging schedule featuring teams like Hewitt-Trussville, Gardendale, and Spain Park, the Yellow Jackets will now look to bounce back in their next game on Saturday at Hoax Bluff. Now let's take a look at some of the scores from baseball action last night. It was White Plains over Jacksonville 3-1. Cleveland County picked up the win over Horseshoe Bend 8-1. Spring Garden and Sandrock almost playing football here. Sandrock gets the 1-point win over Spring Garden 15-14. Southside wins 3-2 over the Munford Lions. Hoax Bluff picks up the win over Cherokee County at home 8-6. And Locust Fork defeats Gaston 6-3. And other scores, Buckhorn defeated Etowah 2-1. Hanley playing Central Clay in a round robin. Hanley defeats Central Clay 8-7. Then Central Clay falls to Beulah in the next game 8-6. Cedar Bluff picks up the win over the Wellborn Panthers at home 14-4. Wellborn then turns around in a round robin and defeats Glencoe 4-3. And in a doubleheader yesterday, in the first ever baseball action for Hope Christian, they lost to Evangel Christian 8-3 and then 1-0. And finally, before we let you go, we'll give you one softball score last night as the new head coach, I should say, of the White Plains Wildcats, Anna Burgess, picks up her first career win as a head coach as her White Plains Wildcats defeats Lincoln 3-2. That'll do it for sports. Let's take it back over to Katie.
Thanks for the update, Jordan, and thank you for watching us today. You can find us every weeknight on Facebook and YouTube, our website, and on Rumble. Go to the platform of your choice and watch our news, sports, and weather coverage whenever it's convenient for you. We'll see you back here Wednesday for your news on your schedule.